And now it's my honor to welcome to the podium Mayor Jim Gray.
Well, thanks, Carla, and I just said to Emily as she sat down that with that open invitation, I'd say you might be buying a lot of drinks tonight. Jim's not here. Jim Frazier's not here. Okay. Well, I want to say too, Carla, thanks to everyone here who was part of this planning. It's always an extraordinary event. I think it was great, President Capilouto, the panel discussion that we just had, yours and President Kaler. And I sometimes say that the last thing a fish can describe is water. And you know, sometimes we don't know how good we've got it. But we can all, with a generous applause, thank the leadership of Eli Capilouto, his immeasurable vision and inspiration. When he says he's going to get something done, he gets it done. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, Carla, you already recognize the council members, and I really appreciate that. Please join me in giving them a hand of applause as well for all they do. So here we are in Minneapolis, later on today in St. Paul, where they do a lot of things right, where quality of life is at a high premium, where there's a highly educated workforce, where diversity is encouraged and embraced, where they understand just how significant the arts, sports, culture, quality of life, and quality of place all are to the economy. Yes, there's a lot about what's going on here in Minneapolis that reminds us of Lexington. We also enjoy a high quality of life. We know it's essential. Citizens demand it. Our economy depends on it. Our quality of life attracts good jobs and helps grow our economy. Creating jobs, a top priority. Just in the last 5 years, over 14,000 new jobs in Lexington. More employed in Lexington today than ever in its history. Unemployment, 7.7% 6 years ago, 3.7% today. Quality of life and quality of place also attracts talented people. That's what we just heard the presidents talking about. Attracts a talented workforce. 50 years ago, think IBM in Lexington. 50 years ago, people would move to where the jobs were. Today, jobs go to where the people are, where the talent is, where there's a premium associated and attached to quality of life and quality of place. Investing in quality of life and quality of place is investing in our future, in our economy. Town Branch Commons is about quality of life and our economy. A 3.2-mile park, a ribbon of the bluegrass running through the downtown, connecting our two main trails, creating 22 miles of continuous trails, an economic boost to our city. Work will be starting. Design is already underway. Work will be starting in early 2018. I want to publicly thank Ann Bacus, who is here today, who is chair of the Town Branch Fund. Ann, where are you? Would you please hold right up here, Ann? Thank you so much. And I hope President Capilouto will take this thanks back to his wife, Dr. Mary Lynn, who is a member of the advisory board. You'll do that, won't you, sir? Thank you. I also want to mention two others who have been so active in this project. One is Jeff Fugate, president of the Downtown Development Authority, early on. And today, Jonathan Hollinger, who is the project manager for this project. Two, in terms of quality of life and quality of place in Lexington, we know that our new convention center is also about just those attributes. One of the most significant public investments ever made in Lexington will produce jobs and help us attract visitors to our city. Our historic courthouse and the renovation of it is about quality of life and new jobs and the economy as well. It's our city's front door. Commerce Lex uses it on its website, right on its front page. It will be our visitor center. This historic building resurrected to its historic grandeur. It'll reopen next year as a multi-use public space and boost our economy. Our economy also benefits so very much from being home to higher education. We've heard it this morning. We have found in Lexington, as Minneapolis has found, as St. Paul has found, that being home to a flagship university, or in our case, a few universities, has a far-reaching positive impact on our city. Like other university cities, Lexington has a highly educated workforce, one of the highest in the nation, always in the top 10. Compared to other cities our size, a low unemployment rate, also common to university cities. We have outsized arts, entertainment, and culture, another characteristic of university cities. A high rate of entrepreneurship as well. Business starts in Lexington are higher than other cities our size, and our university city is one of the economic engines that drives our state's economy. We are experiencing today also, yes, we are experiencing a relatively low crime rate, another characteristic of a university city, but I want to spend a little time on this. Just like all cities across our country today, we have challenges here. A surge of drugs and of youth violence. But as our city has grown, fortunately we have not seen increases in crime that often accompany growth. And while you're here this week, I hope you'll find time to learn more about our One Lexington initiative. There are council members here who can speak to it. It's a new program funded with existing dollars. I'll also invite you to talk to our Police Chief, Mark Barnard, Public Safety Commissioner, Ronnie Baston, or General Services Commissioner, Jeff Reed. Just recently, and the council will vote on this or second reading, just this week, next week, the goal of One Lexington is to do a better job to comprehensively address crime and opportunities for young people. Better opportunities for our young people. A young woman named Laura Hatfield. Laura has been head and director of our Partners for Youth program now for several years, and Laura will be the director of this initiative. One Lexington actually grew out of the courageous conversations that occurred and began just about this time last year when we were in Charleston at Mother Emanuel Church. Since then, in those conversations and other forums, we've been digging into root causes to help with our problem solving. We've also talked about a need for improved law enforcement, and I included funding for 30 additional police officers in the budget proposed to the council just recently. I want to recognize Chief Mark Barnard, who has been a real leader in that effort. Chief, will you please hold your hand up? Where are you? Mark, thank you. He succeeded another great chief in Ronnie Baston. Ronnie, hold your hand up. And who succeeded another great chief in Anthony Beatty. Anthony, hold your hand up. Thank you, sir. In addition to a growing economy, one way we can afford to invest in quality of life is to run government efficiently. As a city, we've gone from a $20 million budget deficit in 2011 to closing the gap and surpluses ever since, 5 budgets in a row. Last year named the sixth best managed city in the country. But you know, one thing that's been confirmed for me, one thing that you all know, one thing never changes, and that is the real key to Lexington's success is its citizens. Citizen soldiers, all of you in this room, each and every one, willing to roll up your sleeves and get things done, to make Lexington the very best we can be. You give us that competitive edge, and we value all of you as we welcome everyone to our city. So I just want to close by thanking all of you for all that you do. Thanks so very much, and you all have a great time in the next 3 days. Thanks, Carla.